Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan DeLugo. Thank you so much for tuning in here on Wednesday, September 4th. Happy 904 day once again to all of y'all out there. Just got back from the Miller Electric Center where we heard from Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence. If you want some updates on what Doug Peterson had to say about this football team heading into week one, go check out our prior video. But right now, before we preview Miami Dolphins game, before we get into the full game preview, the bold predictions, the keys to victory, all that fun stuff, I wanted to outline who I think the most important players are for your Jacksonville Jaguars here in 2024. I've got a top 10 list. I'm also going to explain why some other positions are not featured on this list. So we're going to count it down from 10 to 1, talk about each of these players. Really appreciate y'all being here. Again, if you're wanting to celebrate 904 Day with Gen Jag, you can go check out our 904 Day t-shirt that we just dropped on the website, genjag.com/shop. It's available today only for pre-order. All right, let's dive into it. Number 10, Ronald Darby. I think Darby is a capable man coverage corner, starting man coverage corner. Got a lot of experience, got a lot of speed. I think he has some ball skills as well, brings the energy. The thing here is he's not like an upper echelon starting corner at this point in his career, but he fits the system. He has speed. He has experience. If he were to go out, you're starting Buster Brown in all likelihood, maybe Jarian Jones. I think Jarian Jones has a bright future in the league. I think his best position is nickel. I think that Buster Brown is an adequate backup. He has played in this league. He's had to start games in this league. But I think the drop-off between Ronald Darby and either of those players is pretty significant. So that's why I have Ronald Darby at number 10 overall here. At number 9, I have Trayvon Walker. And this doesn't mean I think that he's necessarily the 9th best player on the team, although he probably is somewhere around that range for me. This basically, he's not higher on the list because if he were to go down, who comes in the game? I think Eric Armstead gets more reps. I think Mason Smith gets more reps inside. I don't think it's a disaster, basically, is what I'm trying to say if Trayvon Walker goes down. Do you want him out there? Yes. Everybody on this top 10 list you want out there. All of your starters, you want to be able to play, right? But I don't think that it's an unmitigated disaster on defense if Trayvon Walker misses some time. I mean, you get Miles Cole some more reps. Obviously, again, Eric Armstead's going to play more outside in that situation, which he can do a fine job of. I think Tyler Lacey can get more reps out there. I think that Mason Smith can get more reps inside. Roy Robertson Harris can get more reps inside as well. So I basically just think they can handle it. Yes, you want him out there playing his best football, no question about it. At number 8, I have Foye Oluokun. I just think there's a fairly big drop-off between Foye and Devin Lloyd or Chad Muma, who are currently the co-starters next to him. That's actually one of the updates from Doug Peterson. He said that it's a situational-based thing there with the starter next to Foye Oluokun. So we don't know what the situations are yet, but either way, I think you really want Foye out there. He's the green dot player. He is the heart and soul of the defense. He is a captain, and he's a great player. He's a great, great linebacker. Very underrated by some folks around the league. But I think that Foye, the leadership he brings pre-snap and post-snap, the playmaking he brings post-snap, like when you need a big stop, when you need a big tackle in the open field, when you need somebody to be Johnny on the spot, it's Foye Oluokun. Usually, more often than not, right? So I think Foye is an important player, but he's not higher on the list because you do have Chad Muma and Devin Lloyd and some other backups who can play. So I think Foye is very important, but the rest of this list, these guys are important too. Travis Etienne, I have at number 7. Do I think that this offense can't survive without Travis Etienne? Not necessarily, but I think that they are going to thrive with Travis Etienne on the field. Like, that is a guy that just brings the home run capability every single time he touches the ball. Has the ability to get you chunk yardage, big time yards. And he's reliable out of the backfield. There's a comfort level between him and Trevor Lawrence. Obviously have played together for a very long time right now. Dating back to their 3 years at Clemson together. So I just think that Etienne's home run ability, his ability to make something out of nothing as well, like he forces missed tackles at a higher rate than just about anybody in the league. So Travis Etienne is a very important piece of this offense. Even though running back is devalued and the Jaguars do have Tank Bigsby, you don't want Travis Etienne missing time. You absolutely do not. And look, Tank Bigsby, I think, can get the job done. I think Dearness Johnson, if need be, can also help out in that regard. And you have Jalen Jackson on the practice squad. And so I think that there's options, right? I just think Travis Etienne, the drop-off is pretty significant after him in terms of being able to really put the strike the fear into opposing defenses. At number 6, I have Tyson Campbell, similar to Ronald Darby, in terms of like what happens if Tyson Campbell were to have to not play football for the Jaguars, sustain an injury, whatever. He's a leader. He is one of your highest paid players. He's incredibly talented. Length, speed, athleticism. He plays the game really hard. He plays the game smart. I think that Tyson Campbell, should you lose him, really negatively impacts, because again, the drop-off between him and Darby, I think, is significant. And the drop-off, you're now starting Darby and one of Buster Brown or Jarian Jones. Probably Buster Brown if it's early in the season. So Tyson Campbell, vitally important for your Jacksonville Jaguars. A lot of the next 5 guys, the top 5 on offense, because offense is the name of the game in the NFL. You have to be able to put up points. Yes, you want to be able to be consistent defensively, but even if you have one of the best defenses in the league, there's going to be a lot of games where you have to put up points. Just because this is an offensive league, the rules are slanted towards the offense. So many great quarterbacks. So, number 5, Evan Ingram. I think what he provides to Trevor Lawrence, what he provides to this offense in terms of just being that safety valve and a guy who can go make plays, it's special. Hard worker, leader, team captain, unbelievable athlete, great pass catcher, great route runner for his size. So I think that Evan Ingram, he just provides so much comfort to Trevor Lawrence that you don't want to be playing football games without Evan Ingram. At number 4, the only defender in my top 5 is Josh Hines-Allen. And part of the whole defense thing too is like, I think that Ryan Nielsen can do a lot with not the best players on the planet defensively, right? I think that Ryan Nielsen is just such a good coordinator, such a good defensive coach. But I do have Josh Hines-Allen at number 4 here. He's the best player on defense. Might be the best player on the team. You know, I think you could probably make the argument he is. To me, it'd be between Trevor Lawrence and Josh Hines-Allen, who's the best player on this football team. Josh Hines-Allen is their best defender. He's a great run defender. He's a great pass rusher. He's a leader, a team captain once again. I'm very happy about that. Thought it was BS that he wasn't captain last year. Brings it every single play. High effort, high energy, great run defender, like I said, great pass rusher, does it all. And so to lose someone like that, to not have somebody like that, would not be good for the Jacksonville Jaguars. At number 3, I have center Mitch Morse. And again, these are not ranking the best players on the team because I don't think Mitch Morse is a top 5 player, probably top 10, top 15. But the gap between Mitch Morse and who was starting last year, who is now your backup, Luke Fortner at center, is massive. I think that's the biggest drop-off on the team from starter to backup. I really do. And not only are you getting competency from Mitch Morse, but you're getting above average play. Like, this is a great athlete who is a good run blocker and a good pass blocker. And I just think individually he'll help this offense, but also from just a unit standpoint up front, he'll help the offense. There was a lot of times last year where Brandon Sheriff and whoever was having to play left guard, they were worried about what was happening at center. And I think that negatively impacted their play as well. So I think Mitch Morse is hugely important for the Jaguars. At number 2, Christian Kirk. Look, man, we saw what happened when the Jaguars lost Christian Kirk last year. And was that correlation or causation? I think it was a little bit of both. Yes, Trevor Lawrence was more injured after he lost Christian Kirk. But this offense, Trevor Lawrence and Christian Kirk, they are the mainstays of the passing game, along with Evan Ingram. But I think Christian Kirk even more so, because his ability to be just multifaceted as a receiver, as a receiver who can win with speed, athleticism, quickness, physicality. He's kind of built a little bit like a running back playing the slot, but has like that 4.4 speed and that athleticism and the savviness of a veteran, the leadership, the reliable hands. I think that Christian Kirk is Trevor Lawrence's favorite target. So, yeah, he's got to be high on this list for me. And for me, he's number 2. Again, just look at what Trevor Lawrence and Christian Kirk have done together when they've been healthy. It's been special. And at number 1, Trevor Lawrence, we don't need come on, quarterback, right? He's the franchise quarterback. He's the most important player on the team. The Jaguars would not have done anything positive that they have done over the last couple years without Trevor Lawrence. And I think he's going to be in line for his best season yet. I think he's in his best situation yet with the offensive line, with the receiving talent, going into year 3 of the same system. Yeah, Trevor Lawrence, man. Jaguars do not want to lose Trevor Lawrence, although I do think they have a little bit better situation than they have in the last couple of years behind him. But no, you do not want to lose Trevor Lawrence. So you don't have offensive tackle or offensive guards on this list. Why is that? Anton Harrison, he's a great player. You don't want to lose him. Cam Robinson, same thing. Brandon Sheriff, Ezra Cleveland, you don't want to lose these guys, right? My answer is Walker Little. I think that at any of those spots, Walker Little should be the next man up. If there is an injury to a tackle or a guard, Walker Little should be in the game. Bottom line, and I feel good about that. Why no defensive tackle? Again, I believe in the depth. I think Mason Smith, Jordan Jefferson, Seze Otomewo, Jeremiah Ledbetter, Tyler Lacey, Roy Robertson Harris. These guys can get it done, right? I really think that they can, and in multiple different ways. Jordan Jefferson is that big, physical, way over 300 type of guy. Mason Smith is an over 300 type of guy. So you have guys that can hold up physically at the point of attack. If something were to happen to D-Ham, you have guys that can penetrate. I just think that they've got depth. They've got 11 defensive linemen right now. Most of them are interior. Why no safety? You don't want to lose Andre Sisco or Antonio Johnson, right? I think Daniel Thomas is a good backup right now. I think that eventually Dewey Wingard will be back. They are not expecting Dewey to be out for the year. I think they expect him back sometime towards the middle of the season, sometime in between like week 4 and week 8. I would guess there for Dewey to be back, and then Darnell Savage, right? Like if you have an injury at safety, Darnell Savage can play a lot more safety. Jarian Jones can come in at nickel. I think you feel okay about that. So I just think there's more answers to the potential questions at that position. And again, in the interior defensive line, at tackle, at guard, for me, it's Walker Little. So, that's kind of my top 10 most important Jaguars in 2024. I think that this is a very good football team. I think this is a playoff football team. I think they're going to start showing that in week 1 against the Miami Dolphins. Do they win that game? Not going to predict it yet, but I do think it's going to be a very, very good football game. Again, previewing that game tomorrow. We're going to have keys to victory. We're going to have bold predictions, all the good stuff leading up to this football game. I cannot wait for it. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear. You can only get that 904-day t-shirt pre-order today only on September 4th. Y'all have a good one.